Um, I believe I am recording as of now.
Okay, maybe. I wasn't aware that you could record in Google Meet.
Oh, I am a wizard.
I love it because I would record everything. So it's 11:05. So you can just do the run through. My goal is to go through the No Allegiance Nation Service Project application because this is where not only can our service project providers apply, but also get all of the information that they need, all of the vital information that's needed. Um, and then, if need be, if we need to talk about or discuss the application, then we can do that. So, something that I would like to get down is just the quick summary of what No Allegiance Nation is. So, No Allegiance Nation is a village building enterprise that seeks to build a nation of knowledge seekers through consciousness raising and literacy attainment. Um, I don't know if I need to read through all of that. We teach and provide literacy programs primarily to inner city youth to grow their knowledge so that they can grow up to pass knowledge on to the next generation of youth that will eventually become elders, nurturing their villages/communities, because we do see the youth as emerging elders. We organize, we train, and mobilize volunteers, again, and emerging elders to take direct action in bettering their communities. Sounds like someone else came in. Peace, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. We just got started. I apologize. I just got an email from an organization looking for the link. So I'll send it right now. Let me just let them know that we are at Google Meet. There we go. There we go. Oh, we're already there. Peace and good morning. Good morning. So what we can do is give it just 2 more minutes to allow others to come in, and then we'll get started. What I have in front of me is the uh, application for service projects. I'm going to put a link to that in the chat. If you've not already completed that, the suggestion is to get it completed as soon as possible. Because we would like to present these service projects to our young people to vet them. But we're also going to go through this application today.
Peace, y'all. Good morning.
Peace. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, I don't know if I missed anything. I just tapped in
No,
and
no,
followed the picture to get to the link
you're
here.
good. You're good. You're good. Yeah. Just as I was getting started, you all started to kind of like fold in. So I'm holding off, and we're just giving it a couple of minutes before we get started. I said we get started at 11:10. I'm going to give it one more minute because I'm looking for a message, and we'll get started. Okay. Absolutely. So it's 11:11. We're going to go ahead and get started. And I'd like to start with everyone here introducing themselves so that we'll know who's in the room and you all will know who's in the room. I'll start with I am Lene Gilbert Williams, the Youth Program Coordinator for No Allegiance Nation. And we can go around the room. For the Joy Project, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I am Gabby, representing the Joy Project. The Joy Project is located in the North End. We are a living archive of African Atlantic agriculture and foodways. So we do a lot of conversation, tours, classes, talks on Black and Brown people's relationship to food.
Awesome. Thank you for that. Lakeisha Powell, can you introduce yourself?
Hey guys, good morning. I am Keisha. I am representing Little Detroit Community Garden on behalf of my mother, Loretta Powell. She, her community garden focuses on education, sustainability, um, community. It's so much that she encompasses through her organization. Um, and healthy living, healthy eating, I should say, because a lot of the food in her garden is available to the community as well. Everyone comes, they plant, you can pick from the garden, and that's who we are. I need to do an elevator speech for that. I never did her introduction before, so that was
Come
cool.
on
Okay.
now. You got it. You did an awesome job. Thank you so much for introducing us to the garden. Baba Jami, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Peace. My name is Jami, and I am representing president of the Oakland Avenue Artists Coalition. We strive to create an art corridor in the North End neighborhood of Detroit, and excited to hear about how this program could support the Artists Coalition to do things in the neighborhood.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. Welcome and welcome everyone again. No Allegiance Nation is an organization that started out in the North End and it's kind of like branching out. So because North End has been home base for quite a while, we really, really appreciate having North End organizations in the space today. And again, as well as other organizations. So I'm saying that to say, if you know anyone who has nonprofit organizations and would love the assistance of youth, feel free to share the information. So would like to introduce you to No Allegiance Nation. If you're not already aware of who we are and what we do, I'm going to go along with the application on the application that is shared on your screen. Again, the link to it is in the chat. So, No Allegiance Nation is a village building enterprise that seeks to build a nation of knowledge seekers through consciousness raising and literacy attainment. So, we're really, really big on literacy in helping to elevate our young people. We teach and provide literacy programs primarily to inner city youth to grow their knowledge so that they can grow up to pass knowledge on to the next generation of youth that will eventually become elders, nurturing their villages and communities. We organize, we train and mobilize volunteers and emerging leaders to take direct action in bettering their community. So, two things when it comes to No Allegiance that's very important when it comes to impacting the youth. Well, actually, three. Our number one is literacy. So, everything that we do with our youth has some type of literacy component. They have to write about their experience at the end of the day, or in some way, shape, or form, utilizing words. They have to share their experiences with others. That's either their life experience or their experience with No Allegiance youth, with No Allegiance, or their experience in their community service. So the second thing is community service. Our youth learn to nation build. They learn to serve their communities in many ways, and they learn to become leaders and build up their communities. So that's with gardening, that's with community engagement and organizing. Just so many different ways our youth learn to build up their community and growing their own food and becoming entrepreneurs and engaging the community that way. They'll be learning to sell food that they grow. So we do a lot of outside things, inside things. And the third thing is youth empowerment. We empower the youth. No Allegiance Nation is a youth centered organization. So, like I said earlier, when you're putting in your application for a service project, our youth are going to go over these applications to assist in the vetting process of the organizations that we partner with this summer. We look to the youth for guidance. And as the adults in No Allegiance Nation, we support the decisions that they make. Um, and that's in everything that we do. What they want to do entrepreneurially, uh, we listen to them and we support them in the way that they need, that they ask for, and in the way that we know best to support them. So we offer suggestions and guidance, and still we allow them to lead us because, again, we are helping to develop and even learn from emerging leaders and emerging elders in the community. So that's just a big thing. Just really know and understand that about No Allegiance. So we engage 50 plus youth in the summer across Detroit. And the goal is to help to build the capacity of of nonprofits uh, in the city. So we're looking for half day and full day projects that will help to further the mission of your nonprofit organization. We are looking for up to 10 projects. Again, we have 50 youth. The youth that we engage, it was primarily between the ages of 16 to 24, and we have to vet those young people to see what skills they bring to the table and also what skills they would like to acquire, what skills our partners, our nonprofit partners, are looking for, or even are willing to assist our young people in developing. So we are looking for up to 10 projects that will be selected. Of course, we prioritize the North End neighborhood, again, as I stated earlier. These projects, I mean, there's a vast array of projects that we can pair our young people with. So from community gardening, which clearly both of our organizations here today represent cleanups, painting, so we infuse art and creativity in our program as well, because that's a big part of community building, nation building. Designing logos, T-shirts, or other merchandise, social media, flyer outreach, event support, brainstorming, engagement, again, community engagement, youth engagement, any type of prep work that you need, maybe for events or for your own goals and projects for this summer and beyond, and more. So, what I would like to do um, is kind of get an idea from you what type of projects you're considering for the youth to be involved in. Our young people go through an interview process with No Allegiance. So they apply for No Allegiance, and then we interview them to kind of see what type of skills they have, what type of skills they like to acquire, where we can help, and again, how we might be able to pair them up with other local organizations So there's a vetting process on our end as well as a vetting process between the youth and the local organizations. So for the Joy Project, can you share maybe some projects that you are considering for the summer?
Yes, I can. I'm a little echoey.
It's
Can you hear
okay.
me?
Yes.
Okay. Um, yes, I can. And I'll also um, potentially add some other things that are happening in the neighborhood through
Okay.
nonprofits that I'm working with as other opportunities that we could potentially apply separately for. But as far as the Joy Project, we created a curriculum last year that we would hope to cycle again. And last year, we were assigned a few teens to show up. Some of them were a little older, and they were like, gardening. I did that when I was a kid, um, and so also thinking about how to incorporate some of the older youth that may show up and may not want to just do gardening, though I would. I have some conflicts with that concept that that you age out of sustainable practices. Um, but we have
Agreed.
essentially we would like to create the opportunity for the youth to show up at our space. Not only participate in the gardening, but also kind of get some of the nutritional information that we provide, as well as the historical information we provide. Again, our site is, we like to say, an archive, right? So it's a living archive. The plants that you see all tell stories, and those stories all relate to our story, our ancestral story. Being able to familiarize these youth with our pillars, we have four pillars. One is remembering, which asks you to remember and reconnect to um, historical backyard gardens. We have a lot of vegetables like collard greens, mustards, and then we also have plants that kind of reflect that in West African culture. So we have what we would consider spinaches, but we also have ifo shoko, or we have other plants that reflect that and kind of can show how those foods were traced and how they are a part of our current Black American diet, and not just by happenstance, but because we brought those seeds with us, because we had that palate and we searched for those vegetables that could mimic some of the traditional foods that we would eat. Um, we have Horace Pippin is and was a war veteran, and he has a pepper named after him, and also two or three peppers that are associated with him, and that connects to his story, right? Him being a war veteran and also an artist, came back into the DC area and was dealing with medical issues, right? He navigated the health system, and that also gives us an opportunity to talk about our persistence to take care of ourselves, even with uh, the systematic ways that we have been kept out of certain systems. So even as a veteran, he could not get the service that he needed to deal with his arthritis. His hands were cramping up, and it was his instinct to deal with that in a holistic.
Oh, it sounds like Gabby got cut off somewhere. I will look for her to rejoin. Bakisha, can you please share some projects that you're considering?
My mom didn't specifically let me know the projects. However, we're currently working on quite a few things. One, I know today we had quite a few teens back out last minute. They were coming to help us in the garden, pull the weeds, and prepare the garden for spring. So I know that is something that she's looking at. We also have a painting in the gardens that's coming up soon. She's having a um, there's a community exercise type thing that's being built because she owns the lands around and owns the lands across the street. So she's also having a community exercise. I don't want to call it a playground, but a type of situation that she's working on. That we're also participating in Motor City Makeover, and then we're also participating in the Neighborhood Detroit Day. So those are the biggest things that we're doing right now. So I think the biggest project for her is getting the garden bed together, because we did have students back out. We had a school that was coming today, and the teacher called and said that all of the students had backed out. It could be the weather, it could be cool. I know my house had a chill on it this morning. I was a little concerned about it outside, so I'm not going to be too hard on them for that one. But I think that's the biggest thing she has going right now.
Thank you for that. And I see we have a join. Is that Joy Project rejoining?
Yes, I think I had a Wi-Fi issue,
I had
but
a
I'm
feeling.
and now on a computer.
Okay. Okay. Thanks for rejoining. Okay. So I think we got the kind of gist of the type of projects that you are looking to have youth paired with. Is
I
that
wanted
right?
to finish really quickly
Okay.
because I
I'm
did kind
ready.
of cut out, but so the story I told, essentially ends in a barter system where that elder does a deal with his neighbor to utilize his bees and do like a early form of acupuncture on his hands. And in exchange, he traded peppers, and those very peppers are the seeds that have been kept, right? And so those kind of stories, giving the youth the opportunity to hear these stories, research these stories, kind of report back to us with the written pieces to kind of reflect this history, and they can pick several plants and things to kind of focus on and research. But also, we'd like to have a some sort of ceremony, right, where they actually we invite some people from our neighborhood, and they actually give a tour of the space, and it's up to them to like explain the different sites and the exhibits to focus on one of those stories and kind of reflect that back to our neighbors and our community. So that is overall, that's the idea of our project, right, is to work with the garden, but also to take in these stories and kind of do a report on one of these stories and one of these plants. Another thing that I just wanted to mention and not take up too much space here is that the North End is developing a empowerment plan, and we have funds to do such. I am a part of one of several buckets that we are collectively focusing on. One is housing security, health and wellness, youth and elder relationships, as well as what I'm working on is broadcast and communications. So we are working to create a central like hotline that we're going to call the Grapevine, and so that is kind of tech related. If there's youth that want to go in the path of kind of learning how to put together servers, how to like be even like socially in this space of creating a community resource, that is something that we're looking for some interns, and also would potentially have our own funds after the program to support them potentially staying in these positions. Um, that also includes all forms of communication. So from flyering to like answering calls, to designing flyers, any of those things could be included.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. It sounds like just quite a bit of ways that the youth can be paired with you. Again, last summer we had about 18 youth just for the summer. Of course, No Allegiance is a year-round program. This summer we're looking to have 50 plus youth during the summer. For Baba Jami and the Oakland Avenue Artists Coalition, can you share some of the projects that you're kind of um, thinking about having the youth to assist with?
Yeah, just to with the potentiality of 20 plus youth supporting a site, um, knocking out more community park. Long ago, we were trying to do art on the fence and putting either the young people helping to do murals or even just installing murals on the fence would be awesome with a team of 50. Um, then also we do an art festival every year. This will be our 10th anniversary, and it would be great to have a lot of young people fill in the spots in August. So two great things that they can be involved in.
Awesome. Thank you for that. The cool thing is, interestingly, today for all of our organizations that's being represented, a lot of this is outside work. So we'll definitely make sure that we're asking those questions intentionally in our interviews of our interns this summer so that we can pair you with the best fit for your project. So we'll be asking about gardening experience or the desire to gain gardening experience and to be outside. Um, these applications are due by the 19th. So you have 13 days to get these applications in. Again, we have there's a panel of youth in No Allegiance Nation members who will be vetting these applications. Will be greatly looking to the youth to give their opinions and feedback. We are willing to share that feedback with you and any questions that they have. Um, let's see, your timeline is here. So, again, applications are due on the 19th. You will receive announcements um, around our Earth Day celebration. So we have on the 27th, we have an Earth Day celebration that is organized by the youth at 8211 Bobian. If we have more applicants, um, even after now, up until the 19th, we will strive to bring the youth together and No Allegiance members together to go over those. And if for some reason we still need to go over some, we'll go over them on the 27th as well. But you will receive here. Somehow I move that. You will receive um, uh, notice on if your project has been accepted or not. So again, although you have 13 days to get your applications in, you may even want to get them in sooner in case we need to ask any questions or get any clarity for the youth that will be going over the service projects. If you've not completed this application yet, just want to go through it really quickly to show you what is required in the application. So you'll kind of have an idea of what information you need in advance. So, of course, an email address is required. We're asking questions like we need the contact information, your organization's name, and phone number. If you don't have a building or a business number, even a cell phone number, just the number that you utilize for your organization's email address. Again, even if that's your email address and mailing address. So we need a contact person And this would be the person that we're contacting to maybe ask questions, get clarity, and that contact's email address and phone number, your preferred method of contact, and your role in the organization if you're the one that's completing this application, whoever it is that's completing this application. We want to know about a bit about the organization's mission and what it is your organizations do, um, when it was founded. Again, we need these things to help to answer any questions that the young people have. Now, really kind of maybe through your application, get a feel for who you are and what your principles are, how many staff you have. Please know that when it comes to these service projects, No Allegiance member will also be um, involved to assist with navigating our youth at your site or in their projects. So you have us to lean on as well. We ask how many volunteers do you host each year? And what your experience is with hosting and welcoming young people via your programming or projects. This kind of gives us an idea of if what type of guidance or assistance we may need to provide to your organization to help you to better serve the young people that we'd be pairing you with. And we ask about a story about working with young people that you would like to share. That you'll notice is not a requirement. So I'm going to go through here, which I should have been doing up until now. Um, and just fill some things in because I want to go to the next screen. And I want you also to have an understanding of how long it may take you to complete this application. It won't be long. It should maybe be less than 20 minutes, but you'll want to set that plan for that time in advance. On the application, let's go down. You'll see it's a 4-page application, and this is page 3. We're asking questions about if the nature of the project, the setting of the project. Is this a hands-on project? Is this a virtual group project? So this is a reminder that we can pair youth with your organization for in-person service as well as virtual service. Again, do you need flyers created? Do you need some type of social media assistance? um, we let the youth know in advance that these options are available. If your project is an in-person opportunity, we're asking if your site has the following things, just so we'll know what we're working with. And again, our youth will be able to look at these projects and help determine if they're a good fit with your project. So, a first aid kit, a restroom with locking doors, a sink, soap and water. Again, all these things are not required. We just want to know what it is that you're working with. Adequate lighting, drinking water, a safe noise level, fire or emergency exits, a fire extinguisher, PPE, so personal protection equipment like glasses, safety glasses, or gloves, or clothing coverings, whatever is needed, depending on what the project is. Is it handicap accessible? Uh, is there a telephone available in case of emergencies? This also allows us to know if there's anything that we need to bring, anything that we need to have our youth bring with them, or anything that we need to prepare our youth for in serving with your project. We'd like to know if the project is a half day or full day project. We have youth, of course, we ask in advance what type of transportation they're utilizing, a bus, a ride, Lyft or Uber, things like that. But we definitely want to give them an understanding at the start of the project of how long the project would be, just to let them know what to expect. We'd like to know how many volunteers you would like to host. When it comes to our youth in assisting with your project, we also would like to know, and again, you'll see some of these things are required um, with the little red asterisk next to the question. We like to know what day of the week the proposed project takes place. Generally, we have our young people between Monday and Saturdays.
Tuesday.
We'd like to know any requirements for the service day. So you'll notice that although we have some tools listed there and some responsibilities listed there, we have another category where you can um, add additional information. So would our young people be using power tools or machinery? Would they be working on ladders or scaffolds, lifting or carrying more than 10 pounds? Again, this gives our young people kind of an idea of what it is to expect. We ask that you describe your proposed service project. What will they be working on? Our young people. What will the young people and the adults be working on? We ask that you provide details for that. In case of bad weather, what happens? Will our young people remain on site? Through the rain. Will they be dismissed? For safety, we ask if you have any safety protocols or measures that you plan to have in place. Again, this is something that lets us know where you are and gives us an idea of how we may need to assist you in hosting our young people. We also ask if there's any support that you need to have a successful youth service day for your project. No Allegiance is all about village building, community building, um, relationship building. So we would like to know as an organization how we can help you out. Help us to help you. Um, let's go through some of these. I forget to do that as I am presenting. The last page is a page of your commitments. Okay. So this gives you information about if your organization is selected. These are the things that we expect. These are our agreements with each other. You commit to allow No Allegiance Nation to conduct an initial pre-site visit and any necessary subsequent site visits. Of course, we are fully responsible for these young people, so we'd like to just visit in advance to see what it is they'll be exposed to and may need to visit occasionally. You agree to participate in a service project orientation, provide a safe working environment for youth and volunteers. This includes having water and working facilities or at least information on the nearest facilities. If you don't have a bathroom, do you know where the nearest bathroom is that our young people can utilize if need be? You agree to provide adequate supervision and leadership of the youth, which may include um, history of your project, maybe tour of the space or assets associated with your project. You agree to allow photography of your site or project. We like to document things that our young people are doing and may even ask that they document their experience. Again, our organization, our program is literacy based. So sometimes they might be required to write a report or to share with or create a presentation and share with other young people what it is that they're doing in the community because all of our young people will be doing something different. You agree to report any incidents that happens immediately directly to No Allegiance. Again, we are fully responsible for these young people. You agree to participate or send a representative to No Allegiance at the Earth Day celebration. That is where our announcements will be made. You agree to participate in the project group picture. At some point in time, we're going to want to organize a group picture for all of the sites that we're working with, the nonprofit organizations that we're working with. You agree to provide a service project evaluation at the end of it all. And you agree to have fun. Um, Whether you host a young people or not, um, this is a learning experience for everyone involved. And we would love it for you to be in a headspace and in a heart space to show our young people that community building can be an awesome experience, a joyful experience. I know that sometimes uh, we get stuck in our heads and all the work that we do. It is hard work in building up and maintaining a community, but it also needs to be fun. We need to model for our young people that whole work life balance. Yeah, we're here, but we enjoy each other. Yeah, we're doing the work, but maybe we can listen to some music, or maybe we can laugh and share stories while we're doing the work. So just have fun. And then the application concludes with you typing your name, and this will represent and be utilized as your organization's signature and affirmation of the above commitment. You do have the option of hitting this toggle button to get a copy of your responses. For example, if you are uh, filling out the application and your responses needs to be shown to other members of your organization or presented to the board of your organization, or just for you to keep for your records, you'll want to hit that button so that you're also emailed a response of all of your um, so that you receive a copy of your responses. And also, you may want to refer back to that when we're calling you for additional questions or any clarity that we may need as No Allegiance, the adult members, but also the young people. So that being said, does anyone have any questions? Cool. So my assumption when there are no questions is always that um, I've thoroughly, or at least decently, adequately explained um, what we're doing here. Again, you are all of our Baba Jami. You have a question?
Yes, if we cannot make it to the Earth Day celebration, uh, would there would that be a complete problem?
It will not be a complete problem. You're strongly advised to attend the Earth celebration because this also gives you the opportunity to introduce yourself to the youth. Again, we're in the space of village building, right? So there may be a number of young people who's never heard of your project or will only be exposed to your project through your application. This gives you the opportunity not only to meet with the young people and maybe answer any questions in person that they have, but even if your project is not selected, this gives you the opportunity to expose the young people to all of these young people and their parents or other community members. Not our Earth Day celebration is not just for No Allegiance youth, it's for the community. So this gives you an opportunity to share what it is that you do with the community. So you're strongly encouraged to come to the Earth Day celebration. But if for some reason you or a representative of your organization absolutely cannot make it to the Earth Day celebration, we'll work it out. We can always notify you. I also want to let you know that we are available for one-on-one assistance when it comes to this application. You can reach out to No Allegiance directly. You can we can talk on the phone. We can discuss the application via email just to help you walk through this and answer any questions that you may have as you complete the application.
A
Do
quick
we have any
follow up
more?
question: will there be
Mhm.
an agenda for the Earth Day? So just in case I can only make it to part of it.
Absolutely. So you'll receive an agenda in advance. You'll also receive a copy of the flyer. So anything that we do that you are involved in, and I'll see if I can get you, even additional flyers, but you'll definitely get those flyers and that information. You'll get an agenda. Although we are a youth center organization, again, we are a community based organization. So letting our young people know what to expect is as important as letting you know what to expect, because this is a fam that we're building, right? So you'll always have an agenda in advance. If you do not receive an agenda in advance, please let us know. We'll share flyers so that you can share them with your network to let your network know that you will be at the Earth Day celebration to discuss your project. This may also be an opportunity for you to recruit other volunteers for other projects that you have. Yes.
I am considering the full day project, but I work a lot and do a lot, and the Artist Coalition is what I'm doing in my volunteer time. And I wonder if instead of doing a full day, if I could do 2 half-day projects, where which equals a full day, but I didn't see that option on the application.
The option is not on the application, but you do have the opportunity to do something like that. Again, we're working together. So feel free to let us know if you see in completing this application anything that does not quite fit. Let us know. We want our young people to get the experience, not just of the service projects that you have available and learning how to navigate those projects, but we also want all of our young people to have experience in partnering with other local organizations. This is how communities are built. This is how villages are built. You have to know your neighbors, know what the different organizations are around you, and know the people that run those organizations. Again, these are emerging elders. So hopefully they will be building relationships with you that they can carry forth into whatever their roles are or whatever they determine their purpose is in the community. So hopefully you will be interacting with these young people throughout the next decade and helping to shape and mold how they serve in their community. So again, if there's anything that you see in this application that you're like, "Hmm, not exactly sure how to answer that question," neither one of those options really fit me, reach out and let us know. Would you need to complete a separate application for each project? Yes, please. Well, let's see. Let's see. I will say this. If you have projects that are kind of linked together. So let's say more than one type of gardening project. Maybe describe that in the project description, the option where I showed you where we ask you to describe. You can say something like, hey, in our garden, we do A and B and C. We're looking to get youth for those type of things. At least it will give our young people the understanding that they will be outside and doing these things, and there's multiple things that they can assist with. If you have a completely separate project, for example, social media, or flyer creation, something that is digital, I would suggest that you create a different application, because again, remember the application asks if this project will be virtual or if it will be in person. So if you have projects that are kind of linked and grouped together, or that would need to be completed under the same circumstances, like safety equipment will be needed, or again, if it will be virtual and we need to connect young people with you who have internet experience and things like that, then I would suggest that those be grouped together under different applications. Awesome questions. Thank you for asking. And again, we're available for any additional questions. I see we're at 11:55. Like to keep us within our time frame when we're having meetings, so you'll know that you are in and out. You can email. Let's see. This will be the easiest email for you to remember, and I'm adding it into the chat. youth@noallegiance.org is an email address that you can reach us at. I don't remember if that's the one that we put on the flyer. It'll either be youth@noallegiance.org or info@noallegiance.org. I prefer the youth@noallegiance.org email address. If you need any assistance, if you have additional questions, um, and if there is maybe if possible and you have a moment, you go through the application. If there's something additional that you feel should be on the application, or let us know how easy breezy the application is or not. This is something that we look forward to doing for many years to come as we connect all these different organizations to our youth and to each other. So feel free to let us know. If we do not have any additional questions, we are good to go. I'd like to give you 4 minutes of your time back. We're good? Okay. Again, feel free to
Thank
reach
you.
out. You are very welcome. And hopefully, we'll see you soon.
Awesome.
Enjoy your day.
Peace.
Peace.